Yeah, actually 4 weeks ago. Myself and my son, we've met you on a couple of occasions, Niall. Myself and my son were living in a place which was classed as a family hub.
Okay. Where did I meet you, Stephen? Where did I meet you?
Swords.
Oh, okay.
Lodge.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I do remember you. I do remember you, Stephen. That's right. When I was staying in the travel lodge there, going back about 3 years ago. Yeah, I remember that.
We had a cigarette many a times.
We did. We had a cigarette out in the car park once or twice. We did. Yeah.
And you always robbed me later.
Did I? I'm sorry. I'll post one out to you.
I'm joking. But no, it's about 4 weeks ago. I was notified by the council that my son had been in there. My son had found out his girlfriend. His son was 22. His girlfriend was pregnant. He went into the council looking to see if his girlfriend and himself would be entitled to anything. And they told him no. And they asked him, so where is your girlfriend staying? And he advised them that the girlfriend is having a bit of trouble with the family, and basically he's there to support her and what have you, and she doesn't want to go back to the family and what have you. So when he left the council offices, the council got in touch with the people who were providing the accommodation in the hub, and they advised them that I was being given a couple of days' notice to vacate. And I contacted the council. I asked them, so what do I do? They gave me a phone number that I can ring from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And I left the accommodation that I was in. It was a one-bedroom, shared bathroom and what have you. Grand. It was, look.
Is what it is, yeah.
It was ticking all the boxes for us. And basically he told us they needed the room for more important people. And I've been in touch collecting mail out of the accommodation only in the last couple of days. And it's a Somalian, it's regardless of what country they're from, wherever, I understand that. A Somalian girl and a young child has been accommodated in the accommodation that I was in. I rang the free phone number they gave me. I was told, yes, they do their best to try and get me accommodation. I was given an address to get attend. Well, I tell you, I almost broke down crying. To walk out.
Sorry. I'm really sorry, but don't get yourself all upset now, Stephen. You know, because you look back at this moment, you know, in a few years' time, and you'll say, I remember I was talking to Naill and I was at my lowest point, and hopefully you'll be in a better situation.
No, I'm in a car at the moment, sleeping. I can't even have the keys of the car. It's my brother's car. I can't even have the keys of the car with me to even turn the heating on the car, because there's a possibility I'll be going for no tax, no insurance on the car and what have you. So I can't even have the keys of the car with me just to put a bit of heat on during the night.
So you're sleeping in the back of the car? I know that's like, I've done that once or twice myself. And so how long are you in the back of the car now?
It's coming up to 4 weeks now.
And where's all your stuff, like your clothes and?
In the boot.
And how do you have well, I'm assuming you don't. How do you have a shower and brush your teeth? And
I can go to my brother during the day.
Right. Okay.
But I can't be seen to be staying there.
Okay. You don't have to get into the personal situation. I understand there's family situations and all that kind of carry on, yeah.
Well, I worked since I'm 15 years of age. I'm 49 now. I've contributed. I never claimed for social welfare up until last February. I've never claimed for social welfare. I was earning a very, very good wage. I was paying a lot of tax, a lot of PRSI, and the last couple of years, a half-decent amount of USC.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that are willing to listen to you now, but when it comes to getting physical help,
I know.
A roof over your head.
Stephen, you don't have to explain to me. I spoke to you. We chatted about our personal stories and stuff like that, right? I'm not going to go into that too much detail on the air. I can't, obviously. But it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, how much money you have, what class you are. You can find yourself in that situation at the drop of a hat. You know what I mean? Because things can just fall down around you. But All I'll say to you is there can be a light at the end of the tunnel again that gets you back out of that. And there will be a light for you, Stephen, that will get you back out of that. So what are the council saying to you now at the moment? So when was the last time you were back onto them?
2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago.
Are you not entitled to HAP? Are you entitled to HAP at all?
They've now told me that they have no application on the file, on their system, that I have applied for anything.
And did you explain to them you're sleeping in the car?
Yes. And he just says you have to keep ringing the free phone number.
And what
last place I was in, the last place I was in, they told me it was a single room. I went and I attended. There was 4 people in the room. And then when I walked in, okay, right, I understand it. Everybody has their own problems, right? None of us are perfect. I walked into the room. There was one fella that smelled a drink in the room as soon as I walked in.
Yeah.
And there was another fella there that...
I'd be out as soon as I smelled the drink.
He couldn't even put 2 words together.
Stoned outside. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was another place then in the city centre I was advised to attend on Gardner Street. The backpackers hostel, it's across from the old social welfare exchange.
In Gardner Street there. Yeah.
I was told to go in there. It was a single room accommodation. I went in there and I walked out of there. Stopping my heart.
Yeah, no.
6 people in the room. I was told not to bring any personal belongings with me. And when I'm leaving, make sure you bring your pillow with you because it won't be there when you come back.
I'm really sorry, Steve.
I don't be returned.
Yeah, I know. I understand. And there's nothing I can say to you right now that's going to make that better, you know what I mean?
I have 3 children.
Yeah.
And they're the only thing that's keeping me here.
Yeah.
I've always said, anybody who contemplates something like what's going through my head.
No, and don't even be thinking about something like that because, as I said to you, Stephen, we had a good chat, me and you, when we were out having a smoke at the Travel Lodge, right? And I've been through a lot over the last 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, I know.
And you know, I've been at those low points. I've talked about it openly. It was in the papers that I stood up at the top of Hoth Head and thought, there's no point in this going on much further. But you know what? When I look back now at that moment in time in my life, I'm so glad I didn't do anything stupid. Because things are much happier now. I'm married. I'm married to the most beautiful woman in the world. She's so supportive. Things are better. But at the time, you don't think things can get better. You just don't. You know what I mean?
I'm just hanging on this long, and I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it. I can't see any light.
There is a light, Stephen. There is a light. There is a light. And, you know, I'm not an expert on how to get help in those situations, and I would ask you obviously to keep in touch with any of the free phone numbers that are around in relation to your own mental health as well, because that's really important that you keep an eye on your own mental health and that you keep yourself active during the day. I know it's going to be difficult to keep yourself active when you're sleeping in the back of a car and you don't have belongings or you don't have somewhere to call your home or your base, but keep on to the council and demand something better. Who's your local politician in the area, by the way, the local TD?
The area that I'm hanging around, sort of staying in at the moment because of my brother helping me out, and it's Mary Lou, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, go to Mary Lou's office. Go to the Sinn Féin office.
I've went to Mary Lou on 2, 3, 4 occasions at least, and they got me nowhere. As I said, there's people out there that are willing to listen, but in terms of getting actual physical help,
yeah,
I haven't encountered it. I've been told to go to this X, Y, and Z place. There's a single room there. If you ever went, there was 4 people in the room.
Yeah, I know.
I went to another place, Isaac's.
6 people in a room.
Jesus.
I know you wouldn't. I know you wouldn't come out without the shoes on your feet. I'm well aware. And
when you're told not to bring any personal belongings with you, and when you're leaving in the morning, bring a pillow with you because it won't be there when you come back.
And like you, I would rather sleep in the back of the car than sleep in those situations. At least you're safe in the back of the car. And I know that doesn't sound great.
To a certain extent.
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I can't even have the keys of the car with me.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
Because I risk being done for having a car with no tax, no insurance. I have my license. My license is clean as a whistle.
Yeah. forward. I know it's really easy for me to say. And, you know, I still think about the tougher times that I had. And, you know, I'm still coming out of all that, by the way. You know what I mean? I'm still not quite there yet. But, Stephen, you know, you have to look at the brighter side. You've got to you've got to feel more positive about it. Because you're so down at the moment, and I understand why you're down. There is no reason why you should be happy. But you've got to look at the brighter side. You've got beautiful children, you know, and you're going to be a grandfather very soon.
How do you know that?
Well, you just told me that your son said his girlfriend was pregnant, so that's how I know.
Sorry, I did, actually. Yeah.
So you're going to be, you're going to be, okay, you're going to be a granddad very soon, okay? So you got something to look forward to there. And look, by the time that child comes along, I don't know how long she's gone pregnant, but by the time that child comes along, hopefully everything is well and that child comes along, hopefully you'll have somewhere to stay. You gotta set targets for yourself, and you gotta keep knocking on the door. I'm sure it's pissing you off, Stephen, no end, ringing that phone number and asking, but you gotta keep knocking on Mary Lou's door, the Sinn Féin door, the local Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, whatever councillor in the area. You know, by the way, what area are you in now? Is your brother's car in? What area is it? Don't have to tell me where it is. What area? What Phibsborough. In Phibsborough. Okay, I'm trying to think who else is up there. And I know Gavin Pepper's up in Finglas. He's a good man. Get in touch with him. Gavin will look after you. He's up in Finglas. But there's a few other councillors around the area there as well. Get in touch with some of the local councillors. They'll put pressure on the local TDs. They'll put pressure on the Department of Social Protection to get you somewhere. But you need to keep putting pressure, because if you don't put the pressure on them, they won't do it. You have to piss them off enough that they'll want to get rid of you, so they'll give you somewhere.
In fairness, at this moment in time, it kills me to even ring somebody now because of so many. As I said, there's plenty of people out there that are willing to listen to your story, listen to your situation, listen to what you're going through. But at the end of the day, we have your number, we call you.
Yeah. Well, you know what I do in your situation? I'd stay there and I'd stand there and I'd say, well, I'm not leaving until you find me somewhere, because I can't go through another night of this. You know, and I'm not leaving until you find me somewhere. I do that peacefully. I don't mean in some sort of aggressive manner. Yeah. But I would stand your ground and say, I'm not leaving until you find me somewhere. And I don't mean somewhere with 6 drunks in it. You know what I mean? I mean somewhere that I can call my own just for the time being.
I've noticed over the last at least 2 weeks or so, I'm starting to go into bad health, and I know.
And why wouldn't you be in bad health when you're in that situation? You're sleeping in the back of a car. You know what I mean? Of course you'd run into bad health. You know, you're probably not eating properly. I don't know. Are you eating properly? Where do you have food every day? Where are you eating?
Wherever I can. I go to Lidl, I pick up a few bits and pieces, and I don't have a fridge, obviously, so I can't buy any perished goods or whatever. And
so, right.
I'm sick of it.
Yeah, I know. It's tough. So you just got your dole money or whatever it is you're getting from social welfare, and that's what you're spending on food.
Yeah. As I said, I've worked since I'm 15. I'm 49 now. I've paid all them taxes all them years. And I need help.
Yeah. People are suggesting... I'm just looking here. Sorry, I'm just looking to my side here. Like somebody suggested here, Councillor Dermot Richardson gets houses for people up in the Killinarden area. Try local. If he can get it, he will. Please ask. There are suggested different people, by the way. Malachy Steenson, who comes on the air every now and again, he's a councillor in the inner city. Now, obviously, are you restricted in where you can live? I don't think you'd care, do you?
I couldn't give a shit, now, to be honest with you. Yeah, just somewhere that I can close the door and have a shower and put my head down at night and feel safe.
And not have to worry about someone robbing you blind. Yeah, I know. You know.
When you're told to leave in the morning, make sure you bring a pillow with you. Yeah, Jesus Christ. That opens your eyes. Oh, it does.
It certainly does, yeah. You know, I wouldn't be staying anywhere where I'm told to bring me pillow with me. Because it'd be robbed.
I will never forget the smell I got when I walked into one of the rooms I was trying to be given. I will never forget the smell. It's like a smell of dirty feet.
Yeah. Well, look.
And I tell you, if I ever get that smell again, it's just going to bring back the situation that I was in on the day given. But to be honest with you, Naill, it sickens me as an artist, isn't it? that I cannot get help, and I've been put out onto the street, as I said, to accommodate. It doesn't matter where the person is from. It's to accommodate a foreign national. Like, I think the government are inciting hatred in the Irish people.
Well, you shouldn't have been put out of anywhere to accommodate anybody else, because that's where you were staying. So you shouldn't have been put out of anywhere. They should have had to find somewhere else for that person. It doesn't matter where they're from or what they're doing, what their situation is. That's where you were staying, and you're in emergency accommodation. So you shouldn't have been put out. That's the bottom line. There shouldn't be, when you're in emergency accommodation, there shouldn't be such a thing as priority, because we need to find places for people to stay, and we should be able to find enough places for people to stay. But what I'm saying to you is, you need to make more phone calls, Stephen. I know I'm pissing you off by saying that, because you probably made 1 million, but you need to go knocking, and you need to go up to the council office, and you need to stand there. And if they say to you, "We'll give you a ring later on, here's a phone number," you just say, "Nope, I'm not accepting that." Just say, "I am not sleeping in the back of a car for another night. I'm an Irish citizen. I'm demanding that you find me somewhere to live." And you quote the High Court from today, and the High Court...
Exactly, that's... Yeah. By saying that in the media, all right.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest with you...
Quote the High Court. The High Court said today that you are entitled, under the EU Charter of Fundamental Rights, that you are entitled to basic needs and accommodation.
Yeah, there's another one there in the Sunday World last 2 weeks ago, the 7th of July, I think it was, the Dublin Regional Homeless Unit. They put a write-up in the Sunday World saying that we have accommodation for anybody who finds themselves homeless and what have you. I emailed them, and I was told, "Please contact the number below if you are in need of emergency accommodation." And it was the phone number that I already had. That's 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Right. Yeah.
No, I have enough problems as it is without being around drugs and alcohol abuse.
No, you don't need that. You don't need that. No, nobody wants that.
I don't need that, because I think with the situation that I'm in, it's too easy to go down that road to numb the pain.
No, absolutely, and I understand completely what you mean by that. So,
and as I said, I've worked all them years. I want to go back to work now.
Okay.
I want to go back to work.
Well, I'm telling you now, you go into the council office tomorrow, they say to you, "Here's the phone number, we'll give you a ring." You say, "No, I'm not leaving the council office until you apply my dignity to me under the EU's Charter of Fundamental Rights and give me accommodation." Because that's what the High Court said today. So you do that, Stephen. And if they say, "We're going to call the guards to arrest you," you say, "That's fine. You know, I'll stand here. I'm not causing any problems." You have a perfect right to stand there. It's a public building, by the way. The civic office is a public building. They have no right to put you out, provided, of course, you're not being unruly or angry or aggressive in any manner.
They'll send you to the place up on Cunningham Road, there opposite the CCJ. That's for emergency accommodation. So the civic officers probably won't have any dealings with you whatsoever. They'll send you up there.
Well, wherever Stephen, I'm going to be honest, I'm not familiar as to where you would go to get housing. What did you say, by the way, when I asked you about the HAP scheme? Where do you stand on that? Did they come back to you in relation to what you're entitled to under HAP?
They told me I have to come back in and reapply. But I have a letter to state that I was X amount on the list and what have you. That's from about a year and a half ago.
Right.
And now they're telling me they've nothing on file for me whatsoever.
Because you're definitely entitled to HAP. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, don't get me wrong. Having approval for HAP and actually finding somewhere to live are two different things, mind you. You still might find it difficult to get somewhere for the price that they give you, but still at least it gives you something to go on. But as I said to you, go to wherever it is people go, because I'm not too sure exactly where you have to go in your area to get housing or to find somewhere to stay, and tell them you're not leaving until they find somewhere. And I'm going to quote it again because it's there in the paper today, that if they don't, they're in breach of your human right and your human dignity under the EU Charter of Fundamental Rights. The High Court said it themselves today. If it applies to an asylum seeker, it applies to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
Right.
No problem. No.
Stephen, look, I'll be in touch with you, right? I promise you I'm going to be in touch with you over the next few days, right? And I'll personally ring you because I want to see how you're getting on and if I can do anything to help. And I promise you, if I can do anything to help, I will. All right? Okay?
Thanks.
Okay. Stephen, take care of yourself, all right? And please do take care of your mental health. Please take care of your mental health, all right? It's really important, all right? Okay.
No problem. No. Thanks very much.
just get out of the car there. If you're in the car at the moment, go out, just have a little bit of a walk around. Just get a bit of fresh air, have a bit of a walk. And I want you to do me a favour. I want you to think back to your life and all the wonderful moments in your life. And then I want you to think forward in your life at all the wonderful memories that have still to come when your grandchild comes along and your son maybe gets married to his girlfriend. I don't know, wherever it happens to be. All right. Okay. All right, Stephen, I'll talk to you very soon, all right?
Thanks,
Thanks, Stephen. See you. Bye-bye. What a